Welcome to the Excelsior Health Podcast. This is the podcast for busy professionals and busy parents that are looking to transform their health and create a better way of life. I'm your host, Coach Corey Fernandez. This is my lovely host,
Coach Susie.
And guys, today we have a special episode. It's a little bit out of the norm. We're not going to be interviewing anybody. It's not going to be necessarily educational, tactical. This is a little bit of, recruiting. All right. Right now at Training for Warriors SAUGA, we are looking to hire. So the way I would like to title this episode is we are looking for rock stars. All right. We want to attract the best of the best coaches and very high level fitness professionals or people that are fitness enthusiasts that are looking to get in this industry. All right. So for those of you guys that don't know, this January will be close to 10 years that we've been in business, which is something that I'm super, super proud about. And the exciting thing is we've really lived out a meaningful mission. And the first mission I would say is the mission of saving lives, and that's part of the inspiration for us of doing the Excelsior Health podcast is fitness, this Training for Warriors system, this 5 pillars of Excelsior Health. This has significantly changed, mine and Susie's life, but also our clients. And that's why we started this podcast, is to save more people, to get this information out there so people can start making changes in their life. Over the years, we've kind of had another mission that has been really, really important to us. And maybe Susie, you could share it.
Our other mission besides saving lives is creating purposeful careers. So, bringing on new people who love their job, they're passionate in what they do, and they just love being here and serving, our mission of saving lives.
Yeah. And like exactly how we phrase it, like when we talk about it in our meetings all the time, it's, hey, purposeful careers, passionate jobs. So we want to be able to provide opportunities where people have a real career. They make good money. They have work-life balance. They have purpose to what they do. But then also it's like, hey, not everybody that's going to work in our company, this is going to be their career for the rest of their life. Maybe they're looking for a passionate job, another way to kind of develop certain skill sets. Maybe it's a way for them to integrate more fitness and leadership into their life. But that has become a huge mission for us, where it's one of the things I'm most proud about. It's the amount of people that have come into our program. And to be honest, the way it's worked is people signed up as members here. They invested good amounts of money and we helped change their life. And what happened is, whether it was 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, people transformed their health and way of life so much that they put themselves in a position to be able to help other people, right? So what our formula has been really over the last 10 years is transform people's lives, get them to the capacity of what they can do in this program. And then we've converted them into internships. And typically in these internships, they spend 12 weeks where we open up a lot of the resources that helped make me and Susie amazing transformation coaches. We teach them those systems, right? And then basically we usually put them on as part-time coaches. And for those people that have excelled and become so much a part of Training for Warriors that they wanted to do it as their full-time, we've had people leave careers, leave long-term jobs because they just loved so much of what they were doing here. So we're kind of at a point now where it's worked, but now we're looking for a better way. We're looking to kind of really, expand, but also step up the level of talent that we bring in here. We believe that, hey, we're Mississauga's #1 personal strength training and lifestyle program. So we've done very successful financially, but also it's very successful in the amount of lives that we've impacted. So for us, we're at this point, especially getting to 10 years, it's like, man, we want to continue to expand. Maybe it's multiple locations, but let's attract more talented people so we can impact more lives. So really today, that's what it's about. We wanted to use our podcast as a platform to, I guess, share a little bit about how things work at Training for Warriors SAUGA, but more specifically, the roles, the structure, who might be the right person to come work at Training for Warriors SAUGA. All right. So I'm going to kind of open up my notes here for a second so I don't miss anything. So a couple things. I don't know if you guys know, but the average time someone is a personal trainer, it's about 12 months, which is very low. So there's very few jobs out there that like you just do that for such a low amount of time and then you're out of the industry. And like the reason behind that is being a fitness coach, it's very rewarding, but it's also very difficult. A lot of people go into it thinking like, oh man, like I can make what, $50, $60 per session if I charge this person this, but they don't.
You're speaking from experience because you used to be that person.
Yeah. So it's like a lot of people think that's it, but there's the work hours. It's early mornings, it's late nights, right? It's the emotional energy that you give people, and you're basically seeing people 2, 3, 4 times a week. If you have one bad day where you're in a bad mood, that person's like, that asshole. Like, what was his problem?
If you get sick, then who's going to deliver that service for you? Or if your client, they get sick or things happen, they're like, sorry, and then they cancel last minute. So it's never guaranteed that what you put out, you're going to get back.
Yeah, so
right?
It's a tough industry. There's a lot of different factors. Also, I would say, hey, in a lot of gyms, there's a lack of professionalism. Like sometimes it's just that the organization takes it leisurely, we're just trainers. We give people just workouts. So sometimes it's the business itself. They don't have the career opportunities. They don't have the organization. People have schedules that are just unrealistic. So it leads to burnout and then just people not being able to like really keep a consistent part-time job, or more importantly, keep a long-lasting career that helps them in their life. So that's one thing that we're definitely trying to solve. And we're really proud is not everybody that we've had in our company stays here forever, but we've had people work for us for 6 years, 3 years. And I would say probably on average, the length that someone works for us is about 3 years. But for me, I'm really excited about like, man, who's the next person that will be 5 years? Who's the next person that will be with us for a decade plus? That's how real movements get made, right? So what I want to start off with is like, when we say rock stars, maybe I'll ask you, what's a definition of like a rock star? Like when we're saying that.
So to elaborate, like a rock star is like an A player, right? Like someone that, is not, that's going to be smart, but they're going to take initiative when it comes to fulfilling their role. So they're not someone that's going to, bring you a list of things to do and ask you how to do it, but this is what I did. What do you think? So, someone who takes initiative, that's for sure. Someone who is, time management. So who's able to get things done and meeting the deadline or even before. And someone that's like reliable. So if, they say they're going to do something, they do it on time. If, they're committed to certain hours, they're not late, they're punctual, they show up early, they're prepared, they're professional, and, a great communicator that is going to be a great leader in this program.
There you go. Hey, all good points, right? I think not even if you're just talking about fitness, those are all things that you would want to apply to any career, basically. I guess to elaborate to me, especially with, what would being a rock star be for us? It's someone that makes a difference. Like they generally make a difference. People feel something when they're around them. They feel like they want to live a better lifestyle. They feel happier. They feel cared for. They feel challenged. They feel like people got to live a certain standard around them. Like those are the type of people, rock stars, that we want in our company. And rock stars improve the company. They're people that like, they see their role, they own their role, and they care about, improvement and growth and success, right? So those are the type of people we're looking for. But I would also kind of say is like, we're not just looking for people that have a certain credential on beside their name. I really, really value skills and, hey, where people went to school and things like that. Those things are very important, and I highly respect that. But what I value more than that is, what are your values? That's a big thing of what we hire on. So a lot of what we talk about here is, what are your core values? And we have 6 core values that we stand by. You know, I'm not going to go super in depth in them, but just to give you a couple of them, one of them is Excelsior. And Excelsior just basically means chasing excellence. Like, are you someone that just like wants to just be average and blend in and get the job done? Or do you want to do more than expected? Those are the type of people that we're looking for. Another core value that we have with our staff is be obsessed or be average. And for me is, I don't want people that like just want to dabble into fitness and like, yeah, you know, like, yeah, it's fun, let's work out. Like, you won't like working here unless you actually genuinely love fitness and helping people. Because that's what we're obsessed of. Like, we wake up each day and it's like, hey, our day has to be surrounded with exercise, eating healthy, helping people, right? Creating a positive life. Like, that's what we're focused on. So that would be one more value. And then another one that you kind of already mentioned, extreme ownership. It's like people that like responsibility, people that like knowing that their actions make an impact and they take ownership for those, right? These are all the values that we talk about. So it's like, maybe you right now, you might not be the person that has all the years of fitness experience and know everything about the Krebs cycle and, you know, ketogenic stuff and all these things. That's okay. More what we're looking for is, hey, are you mission oriented? Do you resonate with saving lives, helping busy professionals get the most out of their life? And do those values resonate with you of what we just said? And one more value that to me is really important, we call it co-opetition. And basically what it is, it's someone who loves to compete, right? It's like, man, who can deliver the best workout experience? One of the things that we do here is we tell motivational stories. So it's like, man, I love listening to one of the other team members tell a story and like, God damn, they told that one better than me. It's like, how can I up, or if someone does a warm up and the warm up, all the students is what we call clients, they respond better, or they look sharper. That's what a part of competition is for us. But also, we call it co-opetition. It's the collaboration. Is you don't want to be in the fitness industry just doing your own thing by yourself. You want to go through this with a team of people, right? Supporting you and helping people together. You want to be a part of what we call a championship team. All right. So who are the people that are, you know, that we're looking for that could be possible rock stars with us at Training for Warriors SAUGA? I put here a solopreneur. Maybe you're someone who you've been doing personal training on your own for a couple of years now, and you love fitness, you love coaching people, but like you're tired of the grind and you're just tired of doing it by yourself, where it's early mornings, it's late evenings. You are the responsible for marketing yourself. You're responsible for sales meetings. You're responsible for admin. And it just sucks your energy because all you really want to do is coach people. You would be someone that would be a great fit for us because we have specific roles and we work as a team to put you in a position of success, right? So that would be someone that we would say solopreneur. You're on your own, you know, maybe have a small business, but it's not where you want to be, and you're looking to join a team. Second one that I have here, maybe you work at a big box. And by big box, we mean a commercial gym, whether it's a Good Life, a LA Fitness, what's the other ones? Lifetime Fitness, Movati, whatever it is. Maybe because for a lot of young coaches, that's all we know. Like my experience myself is when I finished my kinesiology degree and I came out, that's where I went. I went to YMCA, I went to LA Fitness, I went to Good Life. I worked at all those places at one point. But you don't know about these other micro gyms that have better career paths that can pay more, but they're also more mission oriented as well. So if you're someone who's like, man, like I've been working here, I don't really see a career path, an organizational structure, and I'm just not like fulfilled.
Or you just hate the corporate, how they do their pay structure, and you don't feel appreciated.
This would be an opportunity for you. Like, you're the type of person that we're looking for, right? So number 3, Hey, this would be a big one, is like, you are a successful professional. Maybe you're not in the fitness industry, but you're someone who has sales acumen. You have leadership experience. You like the idea of selling people to live a healthier life, not selling people random products that they really don't need, right? Or you like leading others, right? And being a part of team and helping other people do their role at the best of their abilities. That's the type of rock stars we are also looking for. And it doesn't mean you have to be in the fitness industry. We have so many, I think that's actually probably the thing that we do best, is we take people from other industries and we integrate them with our culture, but we also teach them the skills necessary to help them be better fitness coaches and help people make those lifestyle changes. Last but not least, you've gone through your own personal transformation, right? Maybe you spent the last 3 years, 5 years, decade working out, eating healthier. You've gone through a change. You have this story that's going to impact and influence other people, but maybe you just don't have the confidence. Like, how do I go about this? Like, how do I do this? I don't understand the tactics and the systems. That's something also that we're looking for, is, hey, we have different avenues where we can help develop you and give you the skills. So I don't think I'm missing anything else, would you?
No, I think that's mainly the type of people.
All right. So
Yeah.
other things to consider, guys, like, and other, maybe you're out there, you got the unpredictable schedule that, like, Monday looks like this one week, Tuesday's like this, your schedule's all over the place. And if you're like myself and Susie, that, hey, we're in our 30s, approaching our 40s, hey, our family means a lot to us. And that's the difficult part about the fitness journey, is like, if you're constantly working in the evenings from 5 to 9, but you're also working in the evenings from 5:30 a.m. to whatever noon, it's like, man, you don't have no time, right? You don't have no work-life balance. So that's another thing that I think that we provide is, very stable schedules and very clear, specific roles where people can, have a life outside of their career. We work hard. Yeah. Like, we work hard. We're all about our mission, but we do believe you got to have time for your family. You got to have time for your self-care as well. All right. Other things, guys, we don't have split shifts where constantly people are working in the morning, working at nights. We have clearly defined shifts. So, a very normal shift that we have here for our team is 5:30 a.m. 5:15 a.m. to 1:15 p.m., right? Or another shift that we have, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. So you have time to do the other important things of your life, but you also have time to make an impact in your career. Other things, guys, like, hey, finances, right? Making money. A lot of people think it's easy to make money in the fitness industry, but for those of you guys that know, it's a very difficult industry to have consistent income. And that's one of the things that we take pride in, is having people make a good living, where they can buy their first home, they can provide for their family. They're not living necessarily paycheck to paycheck. That's part of our mission of what we do here, right? So another one that I put here is mentorship. Like, part of my job as the leader is to mentor the people that work here, is to make sure we're all being as healthy and fit as possible. Susie's an amazing example for that. But it's also like, hey, what books are we reading? What new skills are we developing? A big part of here, what we work on, is public speaking, which is one of the biggest skills. The biggest fears that people have is, man, I'm scared to speak. So many people come here, they learn how to communicate better, and it opens up other doors for them, whether it's opening up their own business or it's going to another career path where now they could present and use that skill. And then the last thing I would say is, like, career path, right? So for us, you're not just a coach and then there's an owner. There's different parts of our organization where you can see, hey, where can I fit here? So basically, just to end off this episode, these would be the positions that we have in our company. And if you're someone who's listening to this, or maybe you're just one of our regular listeners, and you're like tuning in like, oh, wow, this is what Training for Warriors is all about. This is the detail of it. Guys, share this episode to anybody, right? Anybody you think that might be a good fit, So that way we can open up the doors to have these conversations, right? So these are our different levels that we have. So we have our internship, which is a 12-week internship. And again, we're taking you through courses that we've had that has made me and Susie elite coaches. And we have a curriculum that you follow. And then you have a certain amount of time that you're in our facility learning these skills. And at the end of 12 weeks, no matter what, you could walk away being way more confident to be a coach, but also I would say to be a better leader. That's a huge part of the internship. It's just literally you're learning better leadership and communication skills. So that's step one, is a 12-week internship. Usually it's people that, I wouldn't say it's young people always, but it's people that are not usually as experienced with fitness.
Yeah, like they're just finding their way still.
Yeah, they're looking for that path in the door of like, man, I want to learn more. And that's one of the best ways. Like some of our best full-time positions that we've had, they've come from internships. All right, so that's number one. Number two is a part-time coach. So typically after an internship, that's the next step for most people, is they become a part-time coach. For us, part-time coaches typically will work 5 hours at minimum. We don't do anything less than that, upwards to maybe 8 to 10 sessions per week, right? Very simple. Their job is to coach, deliver the training for Warriors experience. You're not making your own custom workouts. You don't have to make all these different things for clients. You deliver the experience, but then you're also just a representation of the TFW Sauga team, all right? A senior coach is someone that coaches a little bit more volume. So there's someone that coaches maybe 20 hours, maybe up to 25 hours per week. But where they are limited is they don't have another big skill set that they focus on while being a member. So meaning they don't do sales. They don't do content creation. They don't do administrative duties or anything like that. But their main thing is they coach. All right. Stepping up, this is definitely a full-time career. This is also a salaried position. We call it the lead coach. Typically, the lead coach, their salary ranges anywhere from $50,000 to $60,000 per year. With the lead coach, this is a coach, man. Like they're one of the most fundamental coaches in the program. They make a big impact to people's training habits, but also their nutrition habits. And the other thing that they do for us, the lead coach, is they step up with some of the admin requirements, but a lot of it is their content. So they're really good at capturing content about our customers, which is the thing that we share the most. All right. Now, the next level is what we would call more of a manager position. It's client success manager. So this is a really important role for us. They are definitely a coach. They coach anywhere from 20 to 25 hours per week. But another big thing that they do is they're the person who's like really the caregiver of our facility. They make sure all of our members have what they need. So they're really focused on retention, customer service, quick communication. If people have issues on the back end of their apps or their accounts, their payments, they're one of the first people that they communicate to. So that position is typically a salary position, but it also comes with commission, because that one is someone who's really focused on keeping our members. So typical range for that position, anywhere from 60 to 80K per year, depending on performance. All right. Now, last but not least, director. This is one of the most important roles that we have here. It's really an extension of ownership. So the director is pretty much the leader of the staff. How we have it is kind of split into two. Is first you become a director of coaching, where your main thing is that, hey, you're going to coach maybe 10 to 12 hours per week. But then also what you're going to do is you're someone who's really, you're passionate about sales. And when we talk about sales, it's not ripping people off and, trying to sneak people into the door. Like, no, like to me, sales is just another way of helping people. Like you are passionate about selling people on the fact of changing their life. And when you're good at sales, that's what it does. You make people change their life because you influence them to invest in themselves. Now, a year later, they're thanking you for that. Because without your ability to communicate and influence or persuade, they probably wouldn't have took that action. So the director is heavily on sales, but it's also a little bit of programming. You know, we have our system, but they're responsible for designing our workouts. All right. And then eventually, when that director continues to evolve, we call it the director of coaching and operations. And what that does is they take a lot of what ownership does, and they're more of the leader. They run our staff meetings, our individual meetings, and they really take on the responsibility of hiring, firing, all those type of things, and recruiting. So overall, that say the compensation for that? I don't think so. That range for that, anywhere from 70K upwards to 100K. All right. So it just depends on how performance oriented somebody is. All right. So a little bit longer episode, but I wanted to get that information out. And just basically to end off, guys, hey, if you are someone who is looking to be in a mission-oriented company that saves lives, it helps busy professionals lose body fat, fall in love with strength training, and discover their full potential, that's a check mark, right? If you're someone who wants to be a part of a team, you don't want to do everything on your own, you want to learn from a successful recipe that's been working for the last 10 years, and you want to be mentored on how not only could you be better at your career, but how can you just be more successful at life? That's another check mark. All right. So if this all resonated from you from this episode, what we want you guys to do is basically you could look in the show notes. You'll click a link. It will take you how you can apply to any of these roles. We have a nice process, whether it's you're going to send us a video, you know, we'll jump on a phone call. We have an in-person interview, a practical interview that we pay people to work, to coach and show us their experiences. And if everything works out, then hey, there's the potential of you joining the team. All right. Any last thoughts?
No, I think you said everything. Yeah.
All right. So, hey, listen, maybe you watch this. You're one of the future rock stars that we're going to have join TFW Sauga. I appreciate everybody listening to this, and stay tuned for more episodes. Coach Corey,
Coach.
stage.